Hello everybody, how we doing tonight? I'm gonna pull up the feed so I can see the comments from y'all. Let's see. It's always a little tricky. So I was really excited to be able to use this bloom kit. I don't know how familiar you guys are with it. Well, I'm getting the electronics set up. I'll kind of show you that. It's a really cute paper double layout kit in the shop. And it's just one of my favorites. It has such pretty colors. Hello. Say hello if you're watching. It's not a chords today. I don't know why. Oh, it's always so fun going live. And then you're like, well, I don't really know what's going on there. Sorry. I have my school notes on the page with me too. I'm getting my master's degree right now. So it's kind of a little crazy that, you know, if I have a few minutes here and there, I turn that on. I have this a lot where I have random stuff in layout kits. You know, if I were to, I maybe shot it or did some pictures with it. Hi, Shelly. Hi, Patricia. Hi, Cynthia. Thanks for joining, guys. Hi, Maureen. So I just have random like shapes that I did. You know, like I obviously needed something done. I don't know what, but I have the rest of this kit to play with. Hi, Debbie. Awesome. Yeah, I use it on a boil out. Yeah, I mean, like I'm going to use it today and I am definitely using my son in it for sure. And it was kind of a little frustrating because when I had these pictures on my phone, these two colors were like exact. And you know, the selfie in all its glory doesn't always print like the very best on point. Like it's really good. I think it's decent. It's pretty good, but hi Jeannie, hi Sharon, hi Teresa. Anyway, so, and of course, you know, when I took these pictures of my kids, I'm kind of kicking myself because do you ever do that? You're like, this is not like great scrapbook attire, guys. Nothing's coordinating. But one thing that I really liked about Bloom so it drew me because my daughter's shirt, it was matching a little better on my phone, but then it kind of has this like light red that I thought would kind of look really good in there too. Hi, Pam. So a couple weeks ago, we were getting the fall catalog ready, and sorry, I just gotta turn these up. We're getting the fall catalog ready, and I don't know if you guys have had a chance to look at it. It's at kiwilane.com/catalogs. Anyway, one of the things I did is I just really quick did this one layout really quick, I'd set this up and stuff, kind of played a little bit just so I could have a picture showing what the templates look like. And I haven't stopped thinking about it because I thought it was so pretty. I was like, I want to do that. So I'll share that with you guys. I may not use the same, like, you know, I use Blossom in springtime, of course, in here. And like, I may not use that exactly once, but I'll just kind of pull them out. We can play. It's kind of fun starting on something like that because it's got a pretty good base to start on. And then with kiwi paper, it layers so easily together. You know, you've got like the really cute patterns, but you got enough blenders in there that add. Pam, I used to print, I print from Persnickety is my favorite place, Persnickety Prints. They're my favorite, but I just haven't taken the time, you know. I ordered 200, I do the thing where you can buy like 200 for $30. And I just don't take the time to upload 200 pictures. It's not that I don't have 200 pictures. I have like saved in my photos 55,000 pictures. So I have plenty of pictures. Okay, not, those are not like all the edited ones though, so don't worry, it's not all that bad. But I did use my selfie today, and so the colors are a little off. Like these colors were pretty true to each other when I was looking at it on my phone. So I'm going to grab up Paisley and kind of get started. I'm going to reframe this because now that I know what picture sizes I have, that's going to change everything. So the first thing is just finding Paisley, and it's kind of funny because even looking at it, I was like, is that a streamers? Like the way that kind of looks together, it kind of looks like one of the streamers, but it's not. Okay. I have my little handy little cart next to me with all my templates in it. You don't have to use Paisley either. Okay, there we go. I found. You could easily like sub it out for any border that you do have. No need to start with that. Okay. So, and even if you're copying, like, or not copying, that has a bad connotation, which we don't agree with. We say share freely 100%. You know, if you're doing it, you should share. Susan shares a story all the time about how people would be shocked that they were okay if you took pictures of their events and stuff. And that's just how they've always been, is it's always been share freely 100%. Mary, awesome. Isn't that terrifying though? Because I'm like, I gotta make sure. I know I've been having nightmares lately. I lost my phone, or I put my phone when my twins were 4 months old. I was visiting my in-laws, and so I had to wash some clothes, and I took this like garbage bag of laundry upstairs and I threw it in, and then I'm like, I got done and finally relaxing, and I'm like, where's my phone? Anyway, I put my phone in the washer, and so I lost like 4 months of my babies. Like they were 8 months old, so it was like from 4 to 8 months I lost all of their photos. So anything, like at least I had taken photos on my Canon, and I like posted photos online. That's all I had. So now I'm like super anal about, very much so, saving and having backups, and like iCloud now, if you have an iPhone, it all saves it really nice. But oh yes, scrapbooking, but it's like, it's a total legit, do it, have fun. Anyway, so I don't think I finished my story. Susan, you know, they have their booth set up, and people would be shocked, like, yeah, take pictures of all the samples. Like, we are all about sharing freely. Yeah, Mary, it was awful. I still like kind of like get that gut feeling in my bones that is just like, oh. So Enchanted, like the way it's just so prettily wavy, I thought, you know, Enchanted kind of fit there. So yeah, I just had this layout kind of in my mind for quite a while. This will be a fun one to do, and it should be fairly quick. I want to pull this out though, so I'm going to use Enchanted still. But like if you have the ribbon a la carte, that would be a cute big like banner to throw there. I think that's from, it's one of the Kiwi Clubs. I can't remember which one. Yes, Daisy, it was awful. And they're so young and cute, man. You cannot get any cuter. And I'm like, well, I guess I'm glad I overshare on Facebook. And that's why I do it nowadays too. I'm like, it's a security blanket. It is. You've got to make sure that you're, I don't know, like I have like 10 backups now instead of 1. So here is that Streamers. Streamers is a cute one. I use this one in particularly more often than the other ones, but it is a fun one. Yes, Daisy, the paper in this kit is just adorable. Like that floral pattern is just so cute. And I was like, this red, I'm hoping that works. Like it's a little maybe brighter, but hopefully it'll all work out. It will. It all works out in the end. I'm just flipping through trying to find my templates. Okay, so I have Enchanted. I just really like the way that banner kind of fills in the area there. Now remember there's this Enchanted. There's so many like ways to make this your own, to kind of swap it out and use one of those. You definitely don't have to use the exact one in here, whatever you actually own, if you don't have them all, or whatever you want to play with at the time. So Blossom is a fun set. It's so cute, and I feel like they're like daintier. Is that okay to say, daintier templates than like Springtime or some of those? They kind of are just like, the little tulip is so cute. I'm gonna set this aside. So like this tiny Springtime. Oh, I did that last time too. I'm not sure why it does that. Let me just pull my camera, because I'm gonna keep. Thank you, Joni, for pointing that out. Hopefully that takes a second to catch up. But like layering these tiny Springtime with Springtime is a cute thing. Oh my gosh, see, this is, I think there were people making fun of me in a very nice way. They weren't being mean. In that, when you don't put your templates away, you're stuck. So I have to pull out my tray of goodies. Hi, Gwendolyn. Okay, so that really pretty big flower there. You got this butterfly there. That's it. Okay. So one of the reasons I was excited about using the bloom paper with this is a lot of main patterns and big patterns to layer together. But with Kiwi paper, it usually works really well, because some of these papers, if you're going to have a ton of really busy paper and patterns to be messing with, it might not work so well. Ooh. I think I have 2 kits in here. I think that's why it's. So those 3, I think, layer good together. The blue could be a fun way, although my son is wearing black. Kind of more the green. I don't think I want to go green direction. So that way I can layer these as my 3 main patterns and it won't be too bad. Although I am going to use this one as this bigger one. I'm going to pull it down so I can use it on that side too. Just kind of line it up and do that little nick on there. Oh, isn't it nice to create? Susan was sharing an article with us this week. This was saying that even watching someone else create, which I think is one of those reasons we all love the like tasty videos where they're making food. It's so inspiring. But even just watching someone create can really give you fulfillment, which is pretty cool. So I'm just gonna blow these out really quick. That pattern is just the best. I love that more watercolor feel to it. This is my favorite water bottle because it has the Kiwi sticker, collect moments, not things. I love that one. Pretty lucky. The kids are being really good. I wasn't sure how it would go. Dad, you know, you never know with my husband's a police officer, and you never know with them how they're gonna, when they're gonna get off, or if they're gonna get called out, or you know what. So he was supposed to be home by now, but he didn't quite make it home yet. So hopefully it'll happen soon. We started school this week, and I think they're just exhausted. 2 are not actually started, but the little one that's usually the wild one is just exhausted. How about your kids? It's hard when you have to all of a sudden go back to learning. Learning again. Okay, so I'm going to swap out those. That easy. So with this one, I think I'm going to make sure I like which of these papers. I think I like that paper like on top of each other. So I'll use that for my streamers, and then I'll use this for the other paisley paste. This will be just a little border. A lot of the borders have that where it's, and you got the bigger sides, and then you have these little ones that kind of really complement it really well. Paisley is one of my favorite borders though. It's very rich in the shapes. Maureen, I think I knew that about you. I think we talked about that, but yeah, it's just kind of a, who knows? I feel like he's a sergeant now, so it's a little more predictable, but it's still, you never know. Yes, I love the watercolor. I think they were asking for suggestions, not that I ever get to do too much input on product, but I told them I love the watercolor look. Do more of that. This is more painted look, I guess, but I like the watercolor look too. You learn to go with the flow, amen. I know, I've been married 11 years, just barely last month, 11 years, so you just learn to do things by yourself. That's for darn sure. That's okay. All right. I a lot of times too like to have the little one be the solid color because it demands a lot of attention. You know, if you're looking at this, it really is pulling. So if it were big, that would be maybe pull too much attention. Whereas where it's little, it kind of balances out this bigger piece. Oops, no, that one. There we go. And like I can probably like this enchanted. I can probably use that with this color too. Oh, Mary, 40 years. That's amazing. Oh, that is a triumph for sure. Congratulations. All right, so the big ticket item, we'll call that. So like I get streamers and banners confused all the time, and it can get frustrating. But the thing to remember is streamers, they're not, or most of them, see, that's where I get confused. Most of them go from side to side except for this streamer. So they go all the way. Where banners are more meant to like kind of pop out. But this is a full one. Daisy, we just celebrated our 50th, August 1st. COVID style. I know, it changes everything. Everything. My little girl just started preschool, so she's still actually in person, which is so nice. My twins are in first grade, and they're doing, it's the distance learning, of course, and well, not of course, but it is. And just we were really commenting on it's just different. It's not horrible, like absolutely not horrible. She is taking it way better than me. I was a little upset that, you know, I didn't get to go in there and take the picture with the teacher, and that's maybe the scrapbooker in me, but I'm like, I want to remember it's a new teacher, and her other teacher quit because of COVID, which is understandable. And so I really wanted to go in, and I wanted to like show her around because she was a little nervous because it was a new classroom, and she was fine, no big deal. And like, she's already so used to wearing a mask all the time. Like, we were driving home and she was like pulling up her mask. I'm like, honey, you don't have to wear it anymore. We're in the car. Like, you're with your family. You don't have to wear it. But they just get used to that normal. Oh, Marlanta, Mary. 3 years in Singapore. Woo! It's one thing if they're gone all the time, as long as they come home at night. But that is a unique challenge in and of itself. That's kind of pretty too. What do you guys think? I kind of like it, but then like maybe I like the lighter one. What do you guys think? Let's get your opinion. So we do the dark or the light? This is going to be a super simple layout, which is kind of nice sometimes. Or maybe just because I really had it planned out, which is one of the things I love, like scraplifting, because it's like, I don't care if it's in your album. If it's in my album, I can kind of put something together, still pretty creative in how I finish it or everything. Just kind of get a little advice. Okay, so I'm light, dark, light, dark, light, light. Light. Okay, I think we're leaning a little bit more on the light. Let's see if we get any more comments. It is funny how you can really do either one, and I'm sure either one would be fine. I think once we ink these, I'm gonna like it a lot better too. Dark for butterflies, that might be cute. There's some other paper in here too that might work really good for the butterflies as well. I think I want to tuck that one under, so it's kind of popping out. That blossom right there. So I'm gonna take another look, see. Come over to the dark side. Oh, you're speaking my language. So that just doesn't have enough contrast to really work. I love this paper, of course, so that one might work. I just have a lot of scraps. I'm not really sure why. So it has some really cute little sayings and stuff in it. And I think we still have some bloom. I don't think there's a lot left, but there are some. So if you're interested, I would not wait too much longer. We made the decision to discontinue paper. Excuse me, but we still have some. So right now, the only way to get paper is I always like to double check. Very interesting haircut this time. My daughter, Ellie, Peyton's had bangs. Like, she was the child, never had another one. That she's the youngest, and she went through and she just chopped off her bangs when she was little, and it was like 6 months ago or something. And I don't know, she just chopped them. And so we didn't really have a choice with her going with bangs. We kind of did what we could to fix it and then work through it. And have any of your kids done that, guys? Am I the only awful mother who wasn't watching? And she's like, I like the sound of the scissors cutting my hair. It's like, oh no. I do like this the way that tag looked on that corner. I'm gonna make sure I got that. Anyway, so Ellie, my older child, was like, I want bangs. And I was like, no, they're kind of a pain, right? I mean, I have bangs too, but you have to deal with like them getting in your face if you get all sweaty, if you do whatever. So I did not want her to have bangs. But I don't know how many of you listen to Becky Higgins and Becky Proudfit, Cultivate a Good Life. I love that podcast. And I was just listening to the, what is it? I can't even think of the word, but autonomy podcast, where, you know, they talk about you have to let your kids make their own decisions so that when, you know, that builds that confidence that they really need and all this stuff that they really need. So I was like, okay, I'll let her do the bangs. I got to do it. So I did. And I was glad it makes it so, you know, you can save your nose for when you are, you know, like when you feel like their mental well-being or their physical well-being is in danger. Like, I'm going to say no to you guys climbing on the banister. They always do that though, but I try to stop them. Anyway, but you save the nose for when you feel like it's more dangerous. And so I said yes, and I let her do it. And just afterwards, she was so sad. And she was like, Mom, I don't even look like me. Nobody's going to recognize me. It was kind of sad, but I'm like, you know what, girl? Bangs grow back. It happens. Oh, Susan, that's a memory for sure. Cut your bangs right before a wedding. Flower girl, that's amazing. I'm sure your mother was thrilled. So I will probably put like the girl's picture up here with the two, because then I can, you know, with the butterfly, and that's cute. Excuse me. I'm just gonna go with the same one. The other thing you always can do with this blossom, and it's really actually, maybe I'll do that just so I can have something a little different and unique to this, is you can make a full butterfly. And then you just flip it, and so it's a very full butterfly. And then you can Yes, Betsy, I love listening to that podcast. It's very calming. It's very relaxing. Not like something you have to, I like a lot of business ones, but I feel like you have to sit there and take notes, which I don't always like. I'm cutting both because I want to see how I feel about. Sometimes, you know, I like to see it like this, but then, I don't know, you know, when you get the pictures in there and everything. Hi, Annis. She wants bangs again. Oh man, they're a pain in the booty. I have them, but I feel like I have a big forehead, and I'm like, if you don't have to have them, don't do it. They're upkeep, man. Anyway, so that way, if I do use those butterflies, I don't know if it's going to be too big there. It might be, but then you have that continuity for sure. You were still awfully cute, Susan. I am sure of it. That's adorable. I think my biggest thing is like, you know, you go on a hike or you go out in the water and they're just in your face more. Those are, you know, first world problems. Not a big deal. And so like I kind of drew the body, but what I can do is, you know, I can get the, maybe in this color, it would be really cute to do the body to layer on top of it. Just, I'm not sure if it's just going to be too big. I went with all 3 kids to the salon. And I thought they were actually doing really good. You know, they weren't being too loud. And this other lady goes up to them and tells them to be quiet. I was like, oh, sorry, guys. Like, you don't understand how loud I don't know how many of you have 3 kids. Like, they can get loud. They get real loud. So I was like, I feel like they're being pretty darn good. But I guess like a spa standard is a little different. My mom always cut ours shorter. Oh, Mary, yeah. I do that to myself. Because I'm like, I'm not going to go in there just to trim my bangs. And then on the end, I don't go too bad. But it's not the easiest task. So this is Blossom, which is just, it's a great set. It has the big flower. It has the butterfly. And then this cute little tulip. Anyway, so there's that, you know, if you put the butterfly together, that's a really cute, big butterfly, which is kind of fun. And then this is the springtime. So there's lots of butterflies all around and all the different. Sometimes it's just a little extra. So, and I was going to mention this, a little tip that I'm going to start doing with my little spare pieces of paper is my daughter was saying, Mom, will you write me a note in my lunch for school? And so I was like, yeah, of course, like I'll do that. But she's just, this is her first year. I think she could read really good, so that, you know, I guess I could always write smiley faces and stuff. But I was like, how much cooler would it be to get a butterfly in your lunch than just like a Post-it? I mean, by all means, kids probably don't care. And if you only have time to give them a Post-it, give them a Post-it. Like, that's still really awesome. But it's like, maybe, you know, when I'm done, I can trace out a couple shapes really quick and just put them in a pile so that they get little cute little notes in their lunch that are a little cuter, and it can be a butterfly. And I thought that would be kind of fun. So whichever of these butterflies I don't use can go in that pile. Oh, Anna, you're so sweet. I don't know. I don't feel like my chair has changed much over that time. Depends on the day, though. It is fun doing the one team meetings and getting to kind of see some people, but if you're replay, we can't see you. I was really careful because I definitely want this butterfly. Let's see. I guess I shouldn't say I was careful because did I get it right? Yes, I did. So I want the butterfly to be on this side, to kind of come on that side of the banner. And so I made sure, you have to make sure you're cutting it the right way, which means, so you have it like this, rather than doing it like that. You just kind of bring it in the back and then flip it over and trace it that way. Blossom is a fun one to layer There is a little, a smaller little bud flower that comes with it too, but it layers with a bunch of them, really cute. Something that I don't know if you noticed, I kind of just naturally do it if you're cutting these more intricate ones especially, is I kind of, rather than having like a big old piece of paper hanging off as you're cutting, you kind of detach it from that paper so that, you're going to get a lot of maybe a little smaller, little shrimpy scraps, or garbage. But it's a lot easier to cut if you're not having that heavier piece weighing you down. I sometimes like to get the centers cut out and then you can go around, and that's really simple to do really quick. Anyway. Sorry, I get a little concentrated when I'm doing my cutting. It's hard to think and cut at the same time. It is nice though, because I did get married the same year as Kiwi was born, when it was created. So it's kind of nice because I'll be planning, I have to plan the birthday celebration. And so I know right away what year my anniversary is. Very convenient. This is just falling out. But where there's these little hearts, I don't know, the tiny charm heart might look really cute too. But then there's this pet's heart that is really cute. It just had fallen out of the thing, but. Just getting the last little bit. All right. So I am liking how that looks. Any suggestions? Any guys? You're kind of quiet tonight. It is a kind of quiet night. It's kind of nice to just be here and calm. I do think I'm gonna, rather than, I'm a little worried that like bright green that is on here is gonna be just too contrasty. So I'm gonna pull a little bit of this green for some of these leaves and stuff that can be a little more boyish. Hi, Shannon. Okay, so I want it to come this way. On this, I put it behind. I have cut it wrong way too many times. I can hear some pewing in the background. Pew, pew, pew. Some fun magical fight is going on back there. All right, and let's see. You like to see the one team live? I know it is hard. We're working on. I'm pretty excited about this, guys. It seems like, you know, when one system starts giving us havoc, we always find another system that can do it even better. And we've been working really hard today on getting the events back up online, but we're really working. I was really pushing, I mean, we all were, to be, because you know, RSVPing is fine, like it's good to know and see where you want to go, but for some of us we just want to know when they all are. And so a like subscribe button that will just like, you can have it go on your calendar and subscribe to a Google Calendar that's Kiwi events, and that way they'll always show up on your calendar, which I think would be excellent, because then you're not always having to add it. And then Annis, it will take care of time zones. Time zones are like the bane of my existence. I hate them. I think I'm messed up on time zones more than I can count. You're just, you think you got it, and then you're like, I counted wrong. We have a graphic designer that works for us that is in Hawaii. Goodness gracious. Sometimes I text her at like, 10 o'clock my time, and then I realize, oh, that's like 5 in the morning her time. I don't remember exactly, but it is a lot earlier. Yes, I love them too. So Shannon, what are the templates? So right now I'm mostly using Blossom as my accessory, which was it's like a year or two years old. Has this really cute tulip, big flower, butterfly. And then I've got, now that I'm doing it though, guys, do you think I should change this to the green? Like maybe that stands out a little bit better. What do you think? I might want to do that. Yes, Dennis. It would be nice. I love that we can kind of see faces right now. It's back to Zoom, which is nice. I like to see all the faces. So you're not just talking to the screen. Yeah, what do you guys think? Do you think I should change that to the green more? I wanted to for the bloom, or for the tulip. So Shannon, you can buy them, yeah, for sure. So Bloom is the paper line, and it is oh, hi, sweetie. I am doing a video right now. You say hi? Okay. Go play. He'll be home soon. She's excited for her dad to come home. Sheila, I think I'm kind of leaning towards you, because look how much more that pops. Just a lot more. It really stands out a lot more. Oh, we need a water refill. Sorry, guys.
God. All I see is this video of you.
I know, I'm talking to my friends.
And I don't see anyone.
I know, we can't see him right now.
But I don't see anyone on the video.
Here we go. We're doing this. Okay, shut the door. Thank you, babe. Okay, I think we're all liking the green, which I do all the time. But that means the next time I go to like make a page, I'll have all these templates cut out, and maybe I can just make them. She's a wild one. So I'm trying to think. So I want it that way. That's right. Okay. It should not be that hard, but you really have to get in there. Yeah, she's being extra goofy too. It's that time of the day I talk about all the time. That 5 to 6 and 7 is hard. So we're just gonna redo this. I do that all the time, but it's always better to You know, I love the templates because they 100%, you can test it out and see and decide like where you're gonna layer on and stuff. But sometimes the paper doesn't, I can't always see the paper lining up the same way, and then you just have to change it up a little bit. Witching hour, 100%. Oh, it is bad. No, it's not. It's not too bad, actually. Now that school's back too, it's just, it's not bad at all because they're just exhausted, or she is. So the templates are, it's a double layout kit, which is Bloom, and then Blossom are these templates. So they're separate. They actually were designed with each other in mind, and they were released at the same time, but they are separate. And so like the paper is discontinued. So when it sells out, it'll be gone, but the templates will stick around. There we go. I like that better. So now I just have to get my little tag done too. Big tag. And Peyton is in Montessori, and they are in school. So she's still in preschool. She missed the kindergarten cutoff by 13 days, which is fine. Like, I'm really actually quite happy she doesn't have to go to kindergarten this year. But so she's in the private school, and so she gets to go. But my other two are in first grade, and they're in, well, it's like a charter school. It's a school of choice, but they are all online. So they're kind of split right now. Which really, I mean, it kind of is cute to see how much they love each other. And Ellie was saying how much she missed Peyton today. And I was like, well, I'm glad you miss her because it's good to see that you love her. And that doesn't necessarily, I don't know, maybe this matched better with the blue. But honestly, it doesn't really match either one great. So I think we're good. Sorry, I'm thirsty today. Oh, so here's that other little blossom flower. So it would be really cute, like right there. Maybe I'll do actually it'd be really cute to do this in that prettier, busier pattern. Never find your paper. And the stripe is really cute, and it probably would have been a good way to, like, I don't know, help with the boy factor, but he's fine. He can be on a flower page. He loves his sisters and thinks they're adorable. My daughter went and had a grandma day today. And so, you know, me and my son got to have a mommy day. And he was pretty excited. But he's like, I can't wait to tell my sisters about it. We made zucchini bread. Gotta make something with all that zucchini. We did our first garden this year. The only thing that grew is zucchini. We got some, I don't really like that. I don't know, what do you think? Maybe the red would be better. That red would be better. Sometimes you gotta try a few. And we got a few strawberries. I've made like green beans like up for me personally, not anybody else. A few times, like we haven't gotten it a lot. And then we got a ton of zucchini. We got a ton of mint too, which I kind of grew just on a whim, but man, that sucker took off, which I don't always put them in drinks or anything. Hi, Kathy. Yeah, I can tell you. It is being recorded, and you can always do the replay. So this is streamers, which is a cute little tag. And then most of these are from Blossom. And this is that same one duplicated. And then the spanner is Enchanted tags. And then these are both Paisley. Mojitos, yeah. I know, I have so much. We just don't really use it. Do you love zucchini, Anis? I still haven't figured out. I made zucchini chips. And they were really good, like with the mandolin, I think they're called, the slicer, and baked them and stuff and made little chips. Those are good, but I have never been great at like steaming them or like roasting them or anything. But zucchini bread is really good. I just gotta stay away from it. That's cute. And I could even do like a little yellow flower or something. Shannon, the school here is only doing 3 hours a day. Oh, but at least they get out. I kind of like that. Like they're going to start, like once they get in the yellow here, my older two are going to be able to go 3 hours a day. I mean, sorry, every other day, but for all day. Like in some ways I like at least get out a little bit, but you never know. Nothing's a great solution. I never know where my daubers are. There's a million of them. So this is where I feel like a lot of the magic happens. So sometimes if you feel like your layouts, like if you're like, I'm not sure where to go next, I would say like stop and ink. So I just use the little dauber, and we sell these. I use Vintage Photo for all of my ink. So I just go through, because sometimes it just gives that separation that you need to make it look or kind of pop a little bit better. So I'll go through and do that. Oh my gosh, you guys are giving me all these tricks for zucchini. I'm excited because seriously, we have so many. Bath with salt, pepper, and Parmesan. Ooh. I'll have to try it. I tried zoodles. I hated them. They were disgusting. I don't know if it was just how I did it, but I was not a big fan. So in this case, I'm not worrying that much about getting like right to the inking of the center of the flower because I know I'm going to cover it. You could be a little more precise, but where I know I'm not going to, I'm going to cover that up. I'm just not going to worry about it because that's going to cover it. And so whatever shows will be fine. Yeah, 3 hours doesn't seem like much. You just drop them off and then you have to go get them again. I'm very blessed that I can work at home. Kiwi has been really wonderful for that because I can clock out every hour and take a 15 minutes to just go be a mom and, you know, kind of focus on that. And that's been really, really a blessing. I know not everybody has that, and it's hard when the schooling is so unpredictable. Like, how do you even deal with that? We'll be in meetings, and I mean, Susan's kids come in too, and we all just have families, and you just work through it. So this was the fun butterfly. I use Blossom, and you trace the one side, and then you flip it and kind of line up that middle and trace the other one. And then all right. So with this, you can kind of come in from behind. So it looks really bad on the other side, but you can kind of come in and poke your little dauber out, and it will get even in the little cracks. And I know I'm going to put the red on top, so you don't even have to worry about inking that side. All right. Okay, so before I forget, because I'm looking at this and this looks ridiculous. You need to find... Okay, so I did the bottom so it was in this green, and then I'll take, if I find them. Probably right in front of my face, but I can't see it, so I guess I'll wait on that. But I was gonna take the other side of the blossom and trace it. So I'm gonna cut my oh my gosh, it's right here. It's just blending in. It looks like it's part of that page. It's right here, guys. So I can take this and just do and one thing, do you see how there's those lines there? So one thing you can do is get 3 of them, and then you can cut them up and layer them and ink them. You can also just like really easily just draw the lines on there too, of course. But it's kind of fun. So like I said, you detach it from your main paper because then it's a lot easier to cut open. So I'll have like my base flower is this one. And then this, I can just make it go a little bit further. Just layer it on top. So you got that one. And then it just kind of layers on top there. And then with this one, it's easier to just kind of go down. So I'm just freestyling it, but basing it off of the little drawn lines on the template. And then that'll tuck in there. And so then you've got this layered look for that flower, which is kind of fun. Have you heard of the 3 and 30 takeaways for moms? I haven't, Betsy, but if you like Cultivate a Good Life, then, and you like that one, I'm guessing it's going to be a good one. So I'll have to check it out. I love, if I'm scrapbooking, if I'm cleaning toilets, if I'm driving, which I feel like I'm driving all the time. And, you know, I try to make sure that I'm listening to my kids if they want to talk. But sometimes they don't. They just need that silence too. And they're kind of away in their own thoughts. So I do like to I throw an AirPod in, try to multitask or feel like I'm not just wasting my life away in the car. Because yeah, I like the business ones. Like there's a lot of good knowledge out there. But man, it can just be like, I just want something that I feel like can enrich me without stressing me out. Okay, so now I'm going to ink these. And when you ink them, they're really going to show. And I'm going to ink it probably lighter than, I don't always ink them. Well, no. In the back. All right. I ran out of this for like a couple months of this type of adhesive. So I went and bought like 17 of them. I don't know how many I have, but they're so much easier to use. I hate the ones with the paper backs, which is what I actually sell a lot of them that I got from my mom, and I hate them. And so I'm like, I have them as backup and I'm not going to get rid of them. But so look how cute that is, where you've got the ink kind of showing those petals instead of like a hand drawn or something. And then you just put a little adhesive to attach it to that. It's kind of fun. All right. One thing I might do is keep the girls with the white border and then trim my sons, since the girls are going to be right next to each other. He likes his handsome hair, and he is okay with letting me do it if I give him handsome hair. I'm sure he's going to grow up someday, but I hope it's not anytime soon. I hope he doesn't grow out of that wanting his mom and everything. Oh, I like having the little boy. I'm going to hide that little piece. Okay, so here's the big test of which. So that could be kind of pretty. Kind of want your opinion, guys. So, or I mean that, because it can't really go underneath. Or is it better just to have that because it kind of can overlap and not overtake? What do you guys think? So we got the little one. I don't know how I would do the bigger one. I can tuck that under. That is kind of cute too. Yeah, okay, I'm hearing smaller. I think so too. But like I said, this was a fun way to add it. And I am going to use this, and I can write a little note to my kids and save it as a little scrap. So this is a fun little lunch note if you want to for your kids, is if you have any scraps of paper, then they can get little shapes, and I think they'll have fun with that. Okay. And I'll post this, guys. I want to see what you guys come up with. I thought when I just did it, I really liked the way it came together. It's part of why playing is sometimes fun, even if you don't have time to scrapbook. I did that, like, I mean, we did them months ago for the catalog. And so something you can always do as well is trace a little darker, you know, maybe I'll do the red. You kind of have to. And then kind of, Shannon, you like the big one? I don't think it's bad, but I do think it kind of just maybe because it fits that style too of what I was doing. Yeah, it did come together pretty fast, although I did have, that's kind of the nice thing about starting with a sketch or a specific design in mind. So I'd like to, I'm going to have to do some sort of title, and that's what this banner is for. That ended up kind of being smaller. That's okay, it works. So I was looking at these ones. I kind of this live life in full. I like that one as an added thing. I kind of shared my story about the haircut and stuff, and I do want to make sure that is documented and I can remember it. So I will add some journaling to it probably, but I need to look through. I mean, I'll probably just tuck this one down here, kind of cute there. But I need to look through my stickers and add it. This is their ready for school haircut, or just the haircut. Any great titles for me, guys? What borders? I use Paisley Place, which I really like because it has these bigger ones. Just really bold. And then the other one I didn't use is has these, like, it has the extreme, it has like a little one and then these extreme bumps, which is really fun to use too. So Paisley is one of my favorite. Kind of got that there. So I need to look through my thickers to see if I can make a title for sure. I do have like just the gold, so I could easily do haircut. Something I want her to remember is like she really just has so knocked down by the bangs, which I'm like, you're crazy. So look at that, beautiful would be kind of cute right there. I just have a big pile of thickers I keep on my little my little rack. And then I kind of go through and say, do any of these feel? Feel right. So I mean, I literally, they Zulily had a good sale. And I went through and got like all of them. Do you guys do that? And what do you really do? A lot of times these have like titles that I feel like would work. Not all the time though. There's lots of cute things. I think I'm going to go with that beautiful. And that's like, I literally like, I have a lot more than, yeah, I'm not even gonna show you, it's ridiculous. Ridiculous. Anybody seen Descendants? We've only watched about 7 million times. So I just kind of sketch out that, kind of like it is on the template, and then it just kind of has that base where it feels a little. Oh, good. I'm glad you like that. I think it'll be good. HSN had a good sell. Boxes of them too. I like them. Like, I don't like I have a ton of rub-ons and I don't really like them because I just like the impact that the thicker ones have. Do you guys have an issue with them? I mean, I've had pretty good luck with them staying stuck. Susan said sometimes she will put on there like adhesive on the back, but I feel like I haven't had that issue. But for sure, if there's any hesitancy or any feeling of them not sticking, I would be putting more on. So this is kind of cute how they have like some of these hearts. So as I finish the page, I can definitely be adding some, which that won't take very long. Which it's only like an hour in, which so a layout in an hour I feel like is pretty good for me. I normally take a lot longer. I feel like 2 hours is my norm. I'm gonna tuck that under there. Karen, you do sometimes. Yeah, I feel like sometimes I have some old ones probably from like 15 years ago, I want to say, that it was like obvious that they had no adhesive left in them, but they were still really cute. So yeah, I just kind of have to see. Oh, I didn't realize Puppy was in the picture. She was so sad she had to grab her puppy. That puppy has been everywhere. They both have a little St. Bernard puppy, and they are well loved. I'll say it that way. Okay. Kind of fun when you can kind of put it all together super fast. Takes you forever. Sometimes it does take longer, and that's something I really like. Honestly, I know I work here, but I don't create the paper. Honest to goodness, I think Kiwi Paper makes putting a layout. They spent so much time making sure that like the colors go good together, that like, you know, that they look good, that it's, you know, you have blenders, you have your main patterns. All of that is so important that I feel like some of the other paper you get in there and it's just so much. And so it can be overwhelming to choose. Cynthia, my little guy, yeah. They are so gross. Like people see them, they're like, oh, that's really disgusting, but well loved. It's like, yeah, I know. When they were little though, we would put them in the wash, and they would like, oh, toddler twins was an interesting thing, but we would put them in the wash, and they would just be like standing outside the washer crying and crying. All right, just like that, we're done. All right, and so I have these little heart stickers that I can put different places. Kind of accent and draw attention. And add a little center to the flower. It's kind of fun. I probably should, huh? I forgot. Sharon reminded me that I probably should put a body on the butterfly over here. I can hear my son in the other room saying, "Was that a lie?" I told him that the Woody from Toy Story cost $100. He doesn't believe me. He's like, "No way could that be." But if you want the one that actually has upholstery, it's $100. It's a little pricey. Just trying to figure out if we're just teasing him. Nope, dude, it happens. So I'm not sure how I should add journaling, and that's definitely something that takes longer. There's this really cute thing that I could add. Maybe I'll do that. There's a few things, but what I think I'll end up doing is I'll type out something. It's kind of my favorite thing lately is type it out in a double space in Word, and then I can just have the text coming right here, and I can kind of tell my story there. Kind of explain, you know, like I think it's important, Mary, I'm glad you brought that up, because, you know, I'm not always going to spend the time to, I don't need a journal necessarily while I'm with you guys, but it is important to make sure that your story is there, because otherwise it is just a few pretty pictures, which is good, but it's better to kind of have a reference and know that they were getting ready for school and it was their back to school haircut and stuff. So speaking of hair, it's everywhere. Anyway, I'm so grateful that you guys joined me today. I had a lot of fun. It was great to be back crafting. I hope this inspires you. Like I said, I had just played around one day with no intention of actually scrapbooking, and I was taking a picture for the catalog, but even if you have a little bit of time, just play around and if you really like what you came up with, you can always take a picture and scrapbook it later. And then, gosh, yeah, less than an hour and a half, you can get a layout in, which I feel like is pretty fast compared to what I always do. So keep having fun, keep playing and creating, guys. Have a good night. We'll talk to you later.